begin with prayer. Gracious Father, as we come before you, we ask that you would once again touch our hearts and souls, bless our spirits, enlighten us with your wisdom, and grant to us an insight, so that we would better understand both what you have done, what you continue to do, and what you offer to us in so many ways. May you enlighten us so that we in turn will enlighten the hearts and the lives of others by the light that you have given to us. So I place this time into your hands, asking your guidance as only you can give. In Jesus' name, amen.
I, a poor miserable sinner,
my office as a called and ordained servant of the Word, announce the grace of God to all of you, and in His stead and by His command. I do forgive you all your sins in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. The introit for this morning is Psalm 90, verses 1 through 12. We do read these verses as follows. Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations.
Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God.
You turn men back to dust, saying, return to dust, O sons of men.
For 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a wash in the night.
You sweep men away in the sleep of death. They are like the new grass of the morning.
Though in the morning it springs up new, by evening it is dry and withered.
We are consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignation.
You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence.
All our days pass away under your wrath. We finish our years with a moan.
The length of our days is 70 years, or 80. If however we have the strength. Yet their span is but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass, and we fly away.
Who knows the power of your anger? For your wrath is as great as the fear that is due you.
Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom.
Dispel from us the works of darkness, and grant us to live in the light of your Son, Jesus Christ, that our faith may never be found wanting. Through the same Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. this morning is found in the first chapter of Zephaniah and begins with verse 7. In the Old Testament, the day of the Lord, because all three of these texts are explaining a perspective of the day of the Lord. The Old Testament texts are pointing to specific events, specific times when God was going to carry out his wrath in full view of his own people and other people to demonstrate his presence and power. It was always done for one reason and one reason only: to give people an opportunity to repent and to come back to the truth. God never does the day of the Lord just for punishment. It is always to bring people to an understanding of grace. This is a pretty harsh text because the Lord is explaining to those who were his people. They had ran away from him, joined themselves to other gods, had taken other kind of traditions from other gods, and he is explaining how that is going to end. Be silent before the Lord God, for the day of the Lord is near. The Lord has prepared a sacrifice and consecrated his guest. And on the day of the Lord's sacrifice, I will punish the officials and the king's sons and all who array themselves in foreign attire. On that day, I will punish everyone who leaps over the threshold and those who fill their master's house with violence and fraud. On that day, declares the Lord, a cry will be heard from the fish gate, a wail from the second quarter, a loud crash from the hills. Wail, O inhabitants of Border, for all the traitors are no more. All who weigh out silver are cut off. At that time I will search Jerusalem with lamps, and I will punish the men who are complacent, those who say in their hearts, the Lord will not do good, nor will he do ill. Their goods shall be plundered, and their houses laid waste. Though they build houses, they shall not inhabit them. Though they plant vineyards, they shall not drink wine from them. The great day of the Lord is near, near and hastening fast. The sound of the day of the Lord is bitter. The mighty man cries aloud there. A day of wrath is that day, a day of distress and anguish, a day of ruin and devastation, a day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of trumpet blast and battle cry against the fortified cities and against the lofty battlements. The epistle lesson is found in the 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. It begins with verse 1. Paul now makes a distinction, and he is giving us an image of the two sides. What it is like to suffer the wrath of God when you're outside the faith, what it is like to enjoy the remarkable day of the Lord if you are a part of our Lord's grace. And so, it is an amazing text, which Paul has a tendency to do through the Spirit, but it's very encouraging to me who are alone. Now, concerning the times and the seasons, brothers, you have no need to have anything written to you. For you yourselves are fully aware that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. While people are saying there is peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. But you are not in darkness, brothers, for that day to surprise you like a thief. For you are all children of light, children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness. So then let us not sleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober. For those who sleep, sleep at night, and those who get drunk are drunk at night. But since we belong to the day, let us be sober, having put on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet of the hope of salvation. For God has not destined us for wrath, but to obtain salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ, or asleep, we might live with him. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. Would you please rise for the reading of the Holy Gospel? The Holy Gospel is found in the 25th chapter of Matthew. It begins with verse 14. but in context, in subject. We have been shown what the kingdom of heaven is like. This is an explanation of what the kingdom of heaven is like for we who are believers. It is a very interesting text. It is a text that has way too much in it for one sermon. But it is our God explaining to us a remarkable gift of grace that we each have, given to us by Him, Jesus said. It will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he also, who had 2 talents, came forward, saying, Master, you delivered me 2 talents. Here I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also, who had received the 1 talent, came forward, saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sowed, and gathered where I have scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the banker, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him, and give it to the one who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has none, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Here ends the Holy Gospel. Would you please join me in confessing our faith in the words of the Nicene Creed on page 191. I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and all things visible and invisible, and one Lord Jesus Christ, the only begotten Son of God, begotten of his Father before all worlds, God of God, light of light, very God of very God, begotten not made, being of one substance with the Father, by whom all things were made, who for us men and for our salvation gave What do I have? Play-Doh. Do you know what you do with Play-Doh? You play with it. Okay, now I want you to tell me. Okay, what did I make? A flute? No! That's not even funny! Nothing! I didn't make anything! All I did is like this. Did I make anything? No! By the way, what color is this? Black! Can I make it white? No. Can I make it green? Red. Purple. What's the only color I can have? Black. I don't have the ability to make this different. I am not an artist. I am not amazing with gifts. The only thing I can do with Play-Doh is go like this. This is about the extent of my talent. Now what do I have? I have kind of a ball, but it's still what, made of what? Does it bounce? No. I have to tell you, there are many kids who I've watched who have played with Play-Doh, and they make amazing things. I can't. I can make a ball, kind of. Does that make me bad? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me bad at all. This is not a talent God has given. Does it make me better if I had a talent that I could make anything? No, it just makes me different. Do you have to be somebody other than you? Do you have to be somebody other than you? How about you? No, God made us exactly the way we are, with certain talents and certain abilities. And the one thing He promises, though, is every one of us are remarkable to Him. Not because we can all do Play-Doh the same, but because He made us to be who we are. It's the one thing God assures us of over and over again. Don't ever want to be somebody else. Don't ever want to have other abilities than what you have. Just use exactly what He gave you and thank Him for it. Am I thankful, by the way, that I can make Play-Doh into a ball? Yes, I am. Do you know why? Because when I played with my grandkids when they were little, we had some Play-Doh and we made balls and we rolled them back and forth to each other, and they thought I was just great. And what was the only thing I could do? Make a ball. I wasn't great. But for them at the time, they thought it was good. So, does God make it so that the talents we have, the gifts that we have, does He make it so that we can make other people smile and help them and do something that He likes? Yes. We do not have to be different than who we are. We don't have to have other talents, just whatever we have. Play-Doh's not my talent. What is my talent? I can sit and not fall over. Now there's no, hey, that's a pretty good talent. Don't you think? I don't have many talents. You want to know the truth? Because that's just the way God made me. And you know something? That's okay. That's okay. But the one thing I want you to be thankful for is that God gave you. So let us pray. Dear God, we know that You're all wise, that You're all loving, and we thank You for making us the way You designed. So help us to appreciate the gifts You have given and the blessings that You have supplied, and may we be thankful each day as we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. Christmas and peace from God our Father and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Some things I need to explain about the text is this is a tough sermon for me. I struggle a lot about how I would present this, so I think I'm just going to ignore my fears and just do it. This translation that we have is not very accurate. The English has not done a good job. The individuals who had been given the 5 talents and the 2 talents when they came before the Lord do not say in the Greek, look what I have done. I have taken 5 talents and I have made 5 talents more. That's not what it says. The Greek makes it very clear, it's in a second person, that all the credit is being given to God, and that it was by His grace that He handed the 5 talents, and with the 5 talents that they were given, God enabled them to create 5 talents more. Because the purpose of the illustration is to demonstrate that God's grace works through each of us for who we are, the talents that we have been given in order to produce more and to bring blessings to other people's lives. The second thing about this text is that the talent is not like a silver dollar. The talent is basically 5 years' wages for the average Israelite. It is a massive amount of money. So when the man said, I have taken your 5, and I have been gifted with being able to now have 10, it was like 100 years worth of wages. This was a massive amount of money. And yet the Lord said, since you have been loyal in little things, I will make you loyal in large things. Everything that the Lord's explaining is something that has been very important to me. And it's been important to me because I know myself really well. And so He says, if you have 5 talents, or you have 2 talents, He doesn't distinguish your value because the person who has 5 can produce 5 more, and if you only have 2, you can only produce 2, because He said He only gave the talents according to the ability of the individual. If you only produce 2 with 2, He says, welcome you, good and faithful servant, and He equates you with the person who has 5, because He doesn't expect the person that has only 2 talents to be like the person who has 5. He just asks us to be who we are and to work in the context of the gifts and the talents that we have been given. So He doesn't look at us and say, why are you not like this person over here? He looks at us and says, in my grace, I want you to recognize the gifts that I am going to give to other people. This has been the only reason that I can stand before you. Because I am not worthy to be in this position. I do not have enough talent. I do not have enough insight. I do not have enough brains. My father, who loved me dearly, and I did love my dad, and I still love my dad. My father was the most powerful influence in my life on this earth. And it was because my dad would look me in the eye and tell me the truth. And he was never once when he ever did not tell me the truth. So I remember very distinctly this path that I was taking to get to the seminary, and I told my father I was going with Pastor Ed to go to the seminary to talk to the seminary people about what I would need to do to enroll. And my dad just shook his head and never said a word, and he just said, well, good luck. And so I went with Pastor Ed, and Pastor Ed and I went, and came back home, and I said, Dad, I think I'm going to the seminary. And my dad shook his head and left the room. And 2 days later, and I knew what my dad spent 2 days, my dad was contemplating how to explain to me the situation. And so he said, we need to take a walk because I don't want your mother to hear. And so Dad took me outside, and I remember we started by sitting on the back end of our 66 Chevy Impala. Nice car. And we were just talking a little bit, and he said, let's take a walk. And as we walked, my father said, Kirk, I have to be honest with you, son. You are not smart enough to be a pastor. You are not qualified to be a pastor. You will embarrass yourself. You will embarrass your mother. You will embarrass your grandparents. I'm having this talk with you because I want you to understand. I don't want you embarrassed. And so, as I gathered my thoughts just a little bit, I said to my father, I said, but Dad, I really think God wants me to be a pastor. And he said, you need to listen harder. My father was right. When I had this parable the first time I read it, there was a guy that was given 5, and there was a guy that was given 2, and there was a guy that was given 1. I'm the 1. I know what talents I know. But grace isn't based upon talent. Grace is based upon God's talent. So yesterday, I had a privilege. It was a remarkable privilege, as you have given me that privilege as a pastor. I had a baptism at 11:30. I had a wedding at 2. And then I had service at 5:30. At 11:30, we gathered around the font, and God allowed me to have hands that work and a mouth that speaks. And I took some water, and I put it on the head of the baby. And God performed a miracle. Not only in grace did I understand this. In grace I knew it had nothing to do with me. So I could not mess it up. And so this baby that needed the wondrous blessing of my Lord received it, and he used my hands, and he used my mouth. Then I performed this wedding ceremony where 2 kids who have no clue, who think life is about loving each other, and that's it. Came before God, and he carried out a promise. Again, he allowed me to speak his words, but he applied the grace. And he took 2 kids, and in the miracle of our Lord's grace and his Spirit, he bound them together as one. He created something that will never be duplicated. It was a remarkable miracle that he performed. And he allowed me to be there to speak his word. Then I was given the gift of doing a service last night. And people walk up to the back, past the baptismal font, which reminds them of what I talked about in the sermon. And then they went to the Lord's Supper, and in the Lord's Supper, he gives me the right to speak his word. And then his grace is applied. And every person that comes is strengthened by the Lord, and it gives me the privilege of handing the wafer and sharing the wine. And he grants them his body and blood. The Lord determines my talents. The Lord determines all of our talents. And he asks us to use those talents to honor him. And so I understand I understand what grace is because it's what I believe in, it's what I hold on to, because if it wasn't for grace, you would have never received anything. Because I don't have those insights that just magically come out of my head. Reformation Sunday. We gathered down to Trinity downtown, and Pastor Bowman preached, and as Walt preached, I went, wow. If I could only... That's why I've never understood why God wanted me to be a pastor. I still have a struggle with this, because I know I have very little quality. Except one thing. I believe in grace. I teach grace. I proclaim grace. I reiterate grace. You've been around there any time at all. You know that's all I ever talk about. At Pastor's Conference, we had this week here. This text got brought up, and they were talking about all the different things we need to do, and how God is urging us to be diligent. And I said, that's all true, but all of it's about grace. It's just bound in grace. That's all it can ever be. Because if He's not gracing me forward, I'm not moving. Because I'm stubborn. Okay, a little bit stubborn. And I'm not that bright. And so He has to move by grace from here to here. Play-Doh is a very good analogy for me because I am not autistic. I am a left-brainer. I don't have that artistic kind of touch. Making a ball? That's pretty good. Accepting the fact that God asked me simply to be me has made everything tolerable for me. I am always so nervous when I preach. People always go, well, you don't seem nervous. You should have my background. I don't eat breakfast. I will have to skip lunch. I can have supper. Yesterday I ate at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I ate at 10 last night because I couldn't eat before that. My gut was too churned up. It's that way every week. Because I know what I don't have to offer. I know. By the way, I have really good eyes by the Lord's grace at 60. I can see all of your faces. I know how often you leave, but you're still sitting in the pew. But I know that you've gone. Sometimes it's after 2 minutes. It keeps you humble as a pastor, let me tell you. And it reminds me that what matters is grace. I've done this for 32 years. And I felt the same for 32 years. I don't know why. The Lord has asked me to keep on trying. So, I'm always honest. I'm always honest. That's why this is so hard, because I want you to understand everything about what I'm saying is not based upon anything but my thankfulness to the Lord. That our life, our salvation, our hope is based on grace. Because if it was anything else, I wouldn't have to care about it. I truly appreciate the gifts God has given. I'm amazed at how many people, when I look out here, I see have 5 of them. I see so many people that have 3, number of you have two. Very few are bound into one. Because the Lord says, He is the one who chooses to accomplish His purpose for the blessing of His kingdom. And so this day, we are thankful for the blessings He has. All by grace, all by His goodness. May God always lead us to be thankful for what He has done and humbled by the grace that He offers. Heavenly Father, give us the privilege of bringing before you our fellow member. And this morning we bring forward first of all the house Garrett, Grayson, and Gabriella. For Garrett and Galen, we thank you, Lord, for the life that you have given them, for the strength that you have placed between them, for the love that continues to grow, for the insight that you are granting to them in loving and supporting each other, and for the wisdom that you are supplying, especially in the raising of their children. May you continue each day, dear Lord, to enrich and bless them, holding them close and granting them your goodness. For Garrett, for Grayson, and for Gabriella, we ask that your hand of blessing would be upon them, that you would continue to guide them each day with your Spirit and keep them ever close to you. We especially thank you that yesterday we were able to place Gabriella into your hands through baptism and provide to her the blessings that you alone can grant. For Jeff and Christina, for Crystal, Philip, and Patrick. For Jeff and Christina, we thank you, Lord, for the life that you have given them together, for the strength that you have placed between them and all that you have carried them through. May you continue to enrich and bless them, unite their hearts ever closer, and guide them with your goodness and love. For Crystal, Pat, Philip, and Patrick, keep them under your care. Continue to lead them, dear Lord, to bring blessings in the lives of others, and always keep them ever close to you. For Diana, you. For Diana, we thank you, gracious Father, for the life that you have granted her, for the many blessings that you have enabled her to experience and to share. May your health and goodness be upon her, that each day you continue to enrich her and continue to use her to bring your blessings into the lives of others. For Dennis, we ask that you would be with him, dear Lord. We thank you for the success of the surgery, for the removal of the cancer, And we ask now your healing power be upon him and be with him in that healing process. For Lil, we thank you, gracious Father, for the success of her surgery and for the rehab that she has received. Continue to move her forward, enable her very soon to return to the independence that she desires. For Jacob and Brandy, we thank you for binding them to yesterday into one, for granting them the promise of your Spirit, and providing your goodness upon them. For Herman, we ask, gracious Father, your hand of comfort and strength. We thank you for his faith and his trust in you, but we ask that you would continue to be near him and carry him during these days. For Bob, we ask, gracious Father, your continued blessing as well, that you would bless the treatment he is receiving, that you would give him strength beyond his own, and provide him that comfort that extends from you alone. For Diana, we thank you for the progress that she is making, for the strength that is being returned to her, and we ask that you would continue to bless her. For Sue, we ask that you would bless all that is being done, that you would help her numbers to start to jump up, that all in their bodies and their system would start to function as the way they should. And we place her into your hands and trust in what you alone can provide. For Teddy Ann, we ask that your comfort and strength would be upon her, that you would enable her each day to have an understanding of your presence and goodness, and that you would carry her through it all that she is facing. For Teresa, that your comfort and strength would be upon her. For Curtis, that you would bless the treatments he is receiving and strengthen the tumors. And as always, dear Lord, we bring before you our military men and women, asking that you would enrich and bless them and keep them ever close to you. And as always, dear Lord, we bring before you our fellow believers in this world, who continue to endure such persecution because of their faith. May you hold them close, may your Spirit uplift them, and may your goodness always be upon them. And as your people, we are privileged to turn to you, and we do this day once again in prayer that your Son has taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Our Lord Jesus Christ, on the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he broke it, and he gave it to his disciples, saying, Take, eat, this is my body which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And after the same manner also he took the cup after supper, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to his disciples, saying, Drink of it, all of you. This is the New Testament in my blood, which has been shed for you, for the remission of all of your sins. Do this as often as you drink it, in remembrance of me. May the peace of our Lord be with you always. and He will strengthen and preserve you and keep you in the one true faith until life everlasting. Find out the peace He is so freely given to you. Would you please rise? We continue with the collect on page 201. Let us pray. We give thanks to you, Almighty God, that you have refreshed us through this salutary gift. And we implore you that in your mercy, you would strengthen us through the same in faith towards you and in perfect love toward one another. Through Jesus Christ, your Son, our Lord, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and grant to you his eternal peace.